Alright, sorry, the sound's probably not going to be great because I don't have a proper microphone set up, but let's have a look and see what the Pioneer X10s look like inside. So, see if we can see some of the design decisions they've made, that kind of thing. So they're a lovely pair of headphones. A lot of the hinges are made from magnesium. So yeah, these are, I think, possibly the most expensive DJ headphones on the market at the moment. So they should be pretty nice. I've pulled apart the HDJ-X10s, the older version, quite a few times, and these should be pretty much the same. So what I'm going to start, as I do with anything, it's always worth having somewhere to put all your bits, so I'm going to just leave the case open like that. Let's get that there. Okay, so we'll start off by removing the pads, finger inside, and they just come off. Memory foam pads like on the HDJ-X1000. They look a little bit thinner, but it's been a while since I've done some, so I don't know. Right, underneath, got 3 screws, and I suspect we're going to have to unsolder the driver, so I'm just going to get the soldering iron warmed up. Okay. So you can see, nice big 50mm driver, it's mylar coated in titanium, I believe, just to give it a little bit of extra rigidity. So nice driver. Yeah, quite a. Just have a look inside. So unscrew. Two screws. Three screws. Take that off. So there you can see the back of the driver. Just going to unsolder that. Something else like temperature. Let's get a bit of fresh solder. One, 2 wires off the back of there. Alright, so there's the driver. On the back, you can see that hole there. That's essentially like a little bass port inside the driver usually. If you reduce the size of that, you can reduce the bass of it. Also, conversely, if you enlarge it, you can get a bit more bass. But often people want to reduce the bass a little bit on DJ headphones, so possibly putting a little bit of tape over that with a hole through the middle just to reduce the size of that hole will bring that down slightly. Then inside, you can see we've got back of the 4-pin mini XLR there, which is good because it means you've got 2 separate wires going to each ear. So even though it's a DJ headphone, you could essentially plug one of our balance cables straight in and it would work, which is nice. And again, everything's taped down to stop it from moving around, and you've got a little bit of this sound absorbing material in there to stop internal reflections of the sound, which is a nice little touch. That's the kind of thing that we add to headphones when they get sent in for modding. We'll add a little bit more damping, so it's just good to see that they're doing it right off the bat with a fancy pair of headphones like this. Alright, let's go a bit deeper. So inside here, these middle 2 screws. Oh, that one's fallen inside, just what you want. Alright, on the other one, undo that. Okay, and that releases this centre bit. What I need here is a magnetic screwdriver. Just fish that out. There we go. Okay, then what I'll do is I'll take a flathead screwdriver. Do you see the spring in there? So I'll get that under. Ooh, get it from this side. No, the other side. So yeah, so this side with the other screws on. And then you can get it in the middle there and get that out without it springing off and killing anyone, which is nice. And the other 2 screws. And then lever that way. That comes out. And then over this side, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little plastic bit in there. Again, flathead screwdriver in there. Lever that out. There you go, that's released it, and now that should be. There we go, that's off. Job's a good one. Ooh, yeah, we've released the ear cup. So now, if you so wish, you can remove this magnesium panel here, which is proper magnesium, which is good, which is what gives these their durability. Certainly on this lower part of the hinge, they don't break. I have seen some of that older model break up here near the headband. That's a bit of a bugger because you've got to dismantle the whole thing. So that is real. It feels like plastic because magnesium doesn't absorb heat the same way that aluminium and stuff does, so it doesn't feel cold to the touch. But I can assure you it's definitely a very fancy lightweight metal. In here you've got markings. It says ABS and TPE, so that means the basic plastic shell is made of ABS plastic, and they've overmolded it with TPE, which is like an elastomer to give it a little bit of soft touch and grip. Also stops the ear cup from making a noise when it hits against the hinge, which is nice and all. It's a bugger for me because I've got a when I paint these, painting on TPE is really, really hard, so I normally end up having to put some kind of filler over it and smooth it out. It takes a long time. And then you've just got this metal section here which is just stuck on top. You can remove that, but you normally end up bending them, so I probably wouldn't bother. The actual socket, it looks like it's kind of plastic welded in. I can see some little melty marks down there, and there's no way to unscrew it as far as I can tell. Another nice touch, you've got a little gasket here that goes around the outside that seals the ear cup to the inside, so it's going to help with isolation. I don't think they used to have that on the HDJ-X10, so that's a little upgrade that they've done. Yeah, overall nice. I just wish they hadn't done overmolding because it makes my life a hell, and also means you can't recycle it because it's mixed materials, you can't separate them again. Also, over time TPE can break down. If you're keeping these for years, they might start to go a bit slimy and weird, depending on what they come into contact with. But you know, you're talking years. It's not going to happen anytime soon. Right, so that's the ear cup with the cable. Okay, so next we'll tackle these hinges. Okay, so there's two little screws in there. One. Two. And then a flathead screwdriver probably under there. So just release that. There's a little bit of tape or something sticky down the bottom there, remember? So you want to pull it up that way to release the little tie that's in there, but be very careful not to snap this bit. This bit here, because there's a very thin piece there, which is probably pretty easy to snap. There we go, and then just gently wiggle that bit free. Oh, there we go. That's it. So then you've got the cable routing in there. Pull that through, and then you're going to need a Torx bit or an Allen key the appropriate size. A T10 fits in there quite nicely. Let's just see if I can get. Where have I put that? There, here it is. Okay. And there are two springs inside here, which I discovered earlier. So that comes out, that's the central bolt. And then you've got to be very careful not to catch the cable again. There's a little hourglass shaped bolt in there, shaped pin. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a flathead screwdriver just in the middle there. Just apply a bit of pressure just to bring that out. And then use some pliers Oh, there you go, you see, I think I've got the cable caught. There it is, it's free. It should come out. Right, okay, so that's out. And now be super careful because there's two springs just in there that are pushing up against this central barrel. So when you release it, they're going to try and fall out. There's two little bits of plastic and then two springs. There we go. Yeah, so those tiny weeny buggers, you don't want to lose those, otherwise your hinges don't click anymore. And again, watch out because the springs will try and shoot them out at you if you're not careful. Yeah, it looks like this is where all the money goes in. This is an expensive part, the hinge. So it looks like they've kind of cast the magnesium. You can see the points that's where it's been pushed out, but this must be a multi-part mould because it's got loads of cavities and stuff. You can see some machining marks in here, so you've got a secondary process, so it would have come out and then had these holes machined out, probably had these machined out and threads tapped in it. Goodness knows how they've made this bit, because it's all sealed off at that side, so they probably had to come in. Yeah, I think they probably had to, I bet you can see some details in there as well, so there must be a multi-part mould to get that detail in there and then drill out this bit possibly, which is why they've got a little plastic cover. But essentially that is probably the most expensive part of the headphones. It's got a lot of complexity to it, several processes, and obviously magnesium isn't the easiest thing to work with either. So it's an absolute nightmare to deal with, especially as it catches fire and that kind of stuff. Obviously this is probably some kind of alloy that makes it easier, but it's incredibly light. It's unbelievably light, magnesium, which is good. So anyway, yeah, I think that's that part. I dread to think how much that would cost, but that's probably why these headphones are so expensive. And it looks like it's exactly the same part as the HDJ-X10, so I suppose once they've got all the processes in place and the tooling, they just carried on. Yeah, because that bit I think is the same as the HDJ-X10, and then the other bits around it they've changed, because that's where the magic is. Let's get the nasty bits apart. So I'm going to start off. There's two little tiny screws in there. That'll release this base plate. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to this because, oh god, so many tiny pieces and springs, and it's not fun. It's not fun. So it'll be interesting to see. There's many changes in here. I can see it is different from the older model already. That's unusual. There we go. Yeah, these screws are a little bit difficult to get the right angle on. A smaller screwdriver will probably be handy. So that's those two. Right, and that releases that part. So there you've got the spring, this central bit that holds on that central post that this pushes against when it goes round, and then these two are T10s again, I think. Should release from the hinge. Yeah, this bit is different from the HDJ-X10, but I suppose the whole new look of the shoulder, this bit is all different. But again, that's all magnesium, again all cast with secondary processes and stuff going on there. It's a beautiful thing. It's really nicely made. What's this bit going to be? That's plastic, but then these again, these are magnesium. Yeah. Really nice, really nicely made. Yeah, they've gone all out on these. Alright, let's release this little screw here. And this one here. Because yeah, for another project I'm working on, I had to run cables through the headband. So this is how you get into that. So you release those two little metal bits. So these are probably aluminium, possibly magnesium again, I don't know. And then just with a polished finish. So like that. So you've got those bits there, cable routing through it, and there's 2 more screws there. One, 2. I think that's it, you're in there, and it's just the padding. I'm not going to take that off because probably we're in the stitching on it, but that's it now, fully dismantled. So yeah, so you've got metal, quite a chunky thick bit of metal there, and also this bit with the click is quite nice and thick as well, so I think these ones should be more difficult to break. That's also spring, it's got a bit of spring to it. So obviously you could still over exert it, but it's like yeah. So I suppose when you put them away, just make sure you slide these back up inside so you can have left leverage. Because I think I remember that they go around here, and I think that's where it must be. So if you got them fully extended, and then a big force gets put on there, it's going to torque that over and snap that out. But as long as they're fully back inside, then yeah, you're not gonna be able to break them. Right, there you go. Whew, that's it. So again, any questions, just ask. See if I can answer them. And then if there's any particular models of headphones that you want pulling apart, again, let me know. If we've got the money or we've got access to them, we'll give it a go.